station. This is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, we are ready for the event.
ESA, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Allard Stapel from WWF. How do you hear me?
Well, we hear you loud and clear. How do you hear us?
We hear you loud and clear too. André, Don, and Alex, who's not here, but he's on the spaceship. Welcome to the spaceship Rotterdam here in the Netherlands. We are here gathered with the annual conference 2012 from WWF. Guys, let's hear an applause. Great. André, last time we met, you had your feet firmly on the ground, and we were at the 2012 or 2011 dinner for the 50 years birthday of WWF International in Switzerland, and we had quite a chat, and we talked about all this, and now it's happening, so we are really enthusiastic that you're here. We're discussing here the economy of the future, which is a very big topic, and we're talking about it a lot, but we are here at Earth. And actually we thought that there would be no better persons than you two to give us a global perspective, because you're the only 2 to 3 people who really have a global perspective at this moment. So I'd asked 5 colleagues from us here in the audience to ask you some questions. I will introduce them, and they ask their question, and I hope you have a great response. Shall we begin?
Excellent. It's good to hear you, and we look forward to the questions.
Okay. Let me start with Alexander Shestakov, or Sasha. He is our Arctic NI leader, and he has the first question. To you, André.
Andrei, добрый день. First, I'd just like to send best regards from a great supporter of WWF work in Russia, Sergei Krikalev, your colleague. So the question I like to ask you as a professional space traveler, what do you think that the space expeditions can do to support research and understanding of consequences of climate change? And specifically, of course, I'm interested for the Arctic.
Yes, that's an interesting question. For us, it's we see the Earth in one moment, so it's hard to see differences in climate change, which is taking place over a longer period. But of course, we have a lot of good satellites, and these satellites are specialized for Earth observation. For example, the polar regions, which we can hardly see from our orbit, but with for example, ESA satellites like Cryosat, we have a fantastic means to really, for example, measure the thickness of the ice and observe the changes that are taking place. So we compare these data with scientists who take measurements on the ground, and this way we can really analyze and predict also how the ice layer, for example, is changing. So this is something that people have to realize, that Earth observation is a very big part of space flight. Everybody looks, of course, at the International Space Station and the great work we do up here. But with satellites, we have a really good means to see changes on the planet over time.
Thank you. The second question will be given to you by Dr. Efrani Fransha from Indonesia.
Hi, Andre. You visited my place. You were in Borneo, part of Borneo, and we thank you, grateful for the ESA donation to the heart of Borneo. My question is, when you fly over, again, Borneo or Himalaya or Amazon, can you observe any difference? You notice something, please?
Yeah, well, one of the beautiful things on the planet is, of course, the tropical regions. But a side effect is, unfortunately, that there's a lot of clouds. So you really can fly over Borneo or the Amazon several times, and the only thing you see is clouds. It's a rainforest, that's why. But now and then we really have a good view, and then you can indeed see deforestation taking place. You see the parts in the rainforest that are being cut on side rivers, so that's something that you can observe. You can see forest fires, the plumes you can see from the fire from the fires. What you can also see is the effect of deforestation. For example, if there's erosion, you can see a lot of earth floating out of the big rivers into the ocean. Of course, like I said before, it's hard to compare the differences between my first flight and now, which is in 2008. It was in 2004 and now. So therefore we have great satellites, but there are clear signs of things happening on our planet down there.
And I hope that our rainforests do not come to the end of their reign.
Thank you. Thank you, Don. The third question will be posed by Mr. Ravi Singh from India.
Hello, Andre. It's an honor to speak to you. Do you notice from where you are any changes relating to the Earth as a result of urbanization or desertification? Do you see, for instance, ever any algae blooms in the ocean that would damage or would have a negative effect on our ecosystems?
Well, one of the things that is very interesting to see from space is the Earth at night. Because it's an amazing amount of lights and cities, so urbanization is really huge. And so at that moment you can really see that there's not so many places with fertile soil, for example, where people can go. There's a lot of deserts, a lot of saltwater oceans, mountains, and for the rest, there's a lot of urbanization. And in daytime, you can see, for example, the pollution there. You can see the haze layers over big cities. So there's a clear indications of the effects of humans on the planet and the ongoing urbanization. And now, concerning the algae, the blooms, I have to have a better look at that. I see beautiful colors in the oceans, and so that's something to look out for in the coming months that I'm still here. I'll try to spot those. And my colleague has been in space as well before, also for half a year, and he has a good comparison, a better comparison, but concerning the urbanization.
One thing that I've noticed, particularly in South America, is the spread of city lights at night. 9 years ago when I was on space station and I would take pictures of Earth nighttime lights, South America was pretty dark, and now there's been a lot of growth in the South American region over the last 9 years.
Great, thanks. The next question actually is to you, Don, so you can hand back the mic to Don. It comes from Carter Roberts from the U.S.
First of all, it's great to see you guys. It's yet another evidence of how bald men have an oversized influence in the universe. Don, my question for you is, my question for you is, you guys are heroes to our kids. My kids love astronauts. How do you see your work inspiring the next generation to take care of our planet?
I believe that each generation finds its own inspirations, and they pick and choose from all the old fogies that were there before them. And so I will leave the next generation to review the work that we're doing in space today, pick and choose what they find inspiring, and build upon that and move off into space in the way that they choose.
Okay, thanks, Don. Then we go to one of our final questions, and that comes from our host in the Netherlands, and that is Johan van der Fronde.
Hi, Don. Hi, André. What a privilege to communicate with you on our anniversary session here at our annual conference. André, my question to you would be, this conference has a theme. It's on the economy of the future, greening the economy, reversing the trend. What would be your biggest idea from space, how to bring about a sustainable green economy on planet Earth?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, next week on May 15th, the Living Planet report comes out. You've already seen a draft of that. And as you know, that's an indicator of the state of of the health of our planet. And you're all together now in one room for a big brainstorming session, and to think what you can do all together as conservationists, as protectionists of the Earth. You are protecting the planet, but WWF has to put in the effort to combine efforts and strengths of other entities, because you have to think out of the box beyond what the WWF is doing in its network, because we are all responsible and we all play a role in finding solutions for protecting our beautiful planet. So that means involving businesses and persuade governments. So we really have to act now before, well, it will be soon too late if we don't do a great effort. Now in June 2012, so coming soon, a lot of nations, but also businesses, civil society representatives, they all come together on the UN Conference on Sustainable Development. So this is 20 years after the momentous Earth Summit. A crucial opportunity, because there we take stock on where the world is heading and how we like say our future to take shape. We all have the ability to save our home, to protect our planet, not only for us and not only because it's good to protect it for present time, but it's also for the future generations. We have solutions, and everybody can contribute to that. So it's making better choices for how to govern places, how to produce, how to consume. All these things are needed. We have to take care of our planet, and it's in our hands. And I wish you all the best with brainstorming on this difficult but very important mission.
Thanks, André. André, we still have some time for an extra question, so I'd like to give the floor once more to Tasha. He has another question for you both.
Andrea, Don, thanks a lot for your views, and I especially enjoy Flying Panda. So we know that your mission has been extended. Are you starting to miss Earth?
Well, you have a bit of a look here in the station, and it's very technical. It's all machines, it's all metal, and what I miss very much is nature. It sounds like a cliche, but if you're every half a year, it would be so nice to walk in the rain and or get some nice sunshine, hear the birds, etc. So that's something I miss, and I look forward to feel and sense nature again. But if somebody would tell me you have to stay another half year, I wouldn't mind either, because the planet is fantastic to look at, and I can do that for a while more.
Thanks, André. We have one more question from Carter.
Thanks, André. Some of us love to sail on the ocean. And I hear tell that you've got a very cool new boat tracking system on board the ISS, the Vessel ID system. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's a very interesting experiment where we exchange data with ships all over the world. It's an automatic system, and this is a very interesting. It's a test bed to see how we can use the station to do this kind of tracking. And so it for economy, but for tracking all these ships, this is a very nice system. And who knows what other applications we could make out of that. So this is indeed a very nice one.
Okay, one last question. This is for Don. Don, after 4 months in space, how good are you at identifying a spot on planet Earth just by looking at it?
You're going to have to repeat that. You were stepped on by other comm on station. Could you repeat the question?
Sure. Don, you've been in space for 4 months now. How good are you at looking at a spot on planet Earth and identifying?
You get good about looking out the window and telling what part of the world you are in. If you look out, you see red dirt, you're either over Australia or you're over Africa. If you look out at night and you see a host of little tiny lights dispersed out in a fog, you know you're over India. And if you see blue-green city lights, you know you're over Japan. So there are certain characteristics of Earth that show up either at night or daytime that you get used to, and you just glance out the window and you go, oh yeah, we're over Africa.
And station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank y'all.
Thank you, European Space Agency. Station, we are now resuming operational video and audio communications.